Tokin Tuesday. It's what we do. We just sit around, smoke a pound, and talk about what we do in the cannabis world. We gon' let you know how the business go on a brand new show. Tokin Tuesday. Show you how to do it right.
Yo. Welcome to Tokin Tuesday. And we here are real cannabis players gonna bring you real cannabis topics, real cannabis issues, and how they may impact you as a consumer, or how they may impact you as an investor, or as owner and operator, or just somebody who is fond of the cannabis industry, or a supporter of the cannabis industry. It affects everybody. That's right. Anybody that smoke weed, real topics from real cannabis players, they will affect you. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I just had to show y'all this. There's some real pretty weed right here. When I say pretty weed, upgrade. This is what California cannabis got, man. It got my little allergies going crazy. Whenever some weed got my allergies going crazy, y'all know it's the bomb diggity, baby. The bomb diggity. So, upper grade. Got to come get some. Also, before we get into everything, I'm going to bring the call to action. And before we get too far in this episode, I want y'all to push the subscribe button on YouTube, California Cannabis WC. Follow us and like us on Instagram, California Cannabis WC, and Dad Posh Delivery. So, hey, y'all, check us out, man. We are on all YouTube. We on Spotify. We on all streaming channels. So check us out, California Cannabis Tokin Tuesday. And also want to, hey, come get your ounces here, $100 a pop. Also get you some rub if you need some. And we the only one that makes all organic cannabis-infused sun-brewed teas. And then the strain of the month is Kali Kush. Come get it, baby. Smoking. All right, so let's jump right on into it, fellas. And hey, how many of y'all seen that what happened to Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest wide receivers in the NFL. And video came out, man. They had the boy on the ground, cuffed up. I saw it. It didn't look good. It was kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? And
I need more detail because I'm out the loop.
Yeah, more details. Marco need more details. So black man on the ground in cuffs. They done pulled him out as well. What was he in? A Ferrari, Lamborghini? He was in the Lamborghini.
Trying to go to work.
He was on his way to the game and got pulled over for whatever reason. Hey, traffic stop. Whatever the traffic stop may be. Last I knew that traffic stops constitute a ticket and releasing.
That's right.
You get pulled over. The law enforcement approaches you, tells them why you pulled them over. Say, I pulled you over because you ran this stop sign, or I'm pulling you over for this reason.
Speeding or anything.
Let me get your driver's license and registration, and I'm going to get you on your way. Mm-hmm. Right? Ain't that how it's supposed to go? When did it ever constitute being in cuffs and on the ground on his side? And then they say his partner came, to see what was going on.
And they put him in cuffs.
And
I'm going to tell you what's so problematic about this. How many traffic stops have resulted in a black man getting shot?
How many?
Right.
I mean, I can't even count how many. But I think the most disturbing part, so let's see. We don't really know all the facts, right?
Right.
And there's a lot more that needs to come out for us to have a better understanding of what's going on. We always sympathetic when we see a black man in cuffs on the ground, especially a professional who makes millions of dollars. And he was in his town. I'm sure those police knew who he was. Who doesn't know who Tyreek Hill is from the Miami Dolphins on site? So, but what happened is they took the police officer and put him on administrative duty.
Right.
Wait a minute. They don't just put a police officer on administrative duty for nothing. They put him on administrative duty for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you go back and you look at the video, where I think this traffic stop went awry is when he tells him, he says, "Hey, roll the window down," and Tyreek says, or he rolls the window down. He say, "Roll it down enough," and you could tell the demeanor and the way that he was talking to him that he wasn't moving fast enough for him. So he said, "Well, you know what? I could pull you out this car. You know what? I'm going to pull you out the car." Next thing you know, he opening up the door and pulling them out. And what we got to question ourselves is this. With as many municipals that's getting sued for traffic stops that went awry, because, again, these are city officials. Yeah. So anything that they do wrong, we as taxpayers on the ropes for it. And I guess my question is, when should a traffic stop ever be to the point where we pulling someone out just to prove our ego or our, being macho?
Authority or whatnot. Overusing or over abusing the authority of the badge.
Yeah.
Because on any day, a traffic stop, basic traffic stop, should only constitute in a ticket and to send you on your way. Not you opening my door, you pulling me out the car.
Right.
I just don't understand how those relate.
So because I didn't watch the video and I don't know too much of the details, just to know. So when he got pulled over, they asked him to roll down the window. When he rolled down the window, he didn't do it fast enough. So from there, they initiated pulling him out? Is that how the sequence went?
So you could hear the officer, telling them like, "Hey, roll down the window." And I guess what pissed him off is he didn't roll it down fast enough or far enough. So then he told him, he was like, I'll pull you out this car. And he said, "You know what?" And next thing you know, he pulling him out the car. Was, like I say, what's problematic about that is the officer's job, if he's going to issue him a ticket. But at the end of the day, he's there to serve and protect. And if you telling me that you that much of a live wire that situation that somebody said something, like your emotions are that far under control that, someone said something and now you got this person on the ground. So you just got to be.
I'm looking at the traffic stop right now as we speak.
You could have probably had that on.
Yeah, let's
could hear it
yeah,
too.
let's go on.
The audience can hear it.
Connected to Virgil Zyphone and Mr. Influence Coach.
Keep your window down. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car.
So he's telling him to keep his window down.
And he said like 3 times.
Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested.
See,
arrested, Drew.
now that's foul.
I'm getting out.
Now I seen it for myself. Okay.
You do something, you do it. You understand? You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Alright, bro, take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, hey.
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone.
So see, that officer right there got an ego
That's
problem.
the one that got the admin.
Yeah, he got an ego problem.
You beating on my window like you crazy.
Set him up.
What y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for?
Okay, so now we
now
That gives me a lot more clarity
Before I
and
witness to
understanding.
it. So now, for y'all that haven't seen it, he gets pulled over by the police officer. He rolls the window down. They address him. And once he's finished addressing them, now he rolls his window back up.
Right.
The officer tells him to keep his window down. Like, wait a minute. How you gonna tell me to keep my window down? And this is a traffic stop. If you got what you needed to get from me,
That's right.
then what do I need to keep my window down for? See, first of all, when police officer approach me, first thing I do is I crack my window. I'm not rolling shit down, and I don't have to roll it down. And y'all out there, you don't have to roll your damn window down. Whoever that officer was, he was in the wrong, straight up. Now that I didn't actually seen it for myself.
But Virgil, we got one thing missing. So anytime an officer approaches your car, they should be telling you, why did I stop you? What's the reason? Because, it's been too many Terry stops in the black and brown community. So we want to know why we being stopped. Let's address that right away. I didn't hear that in the video.
Exactly.
All I heard him about, leave the window down, this, that, and other, and we still haven't got to why am I being pulled over.
The cold part about it was that he wasn't even the officer that was at the window.
Right.
No, he just rushed in there.
Barging in because I want to be the big man of this scene. I want to show my power. While the other dude is dealing with Tyreek at the window, this other clown, and I got to call him a clown because let me tell y'all something. And I don't give a damn how y'all feel. I got friends that are law enforcement. And I got damn near half my graduating class law enforcement. And when they act like a clown, I call them a clown. And everybody know me for that. So what I'm saying is this clown comes to his window and wants to press something other than the issue. All they had to do is say, man, we pulled you over for this reason. If they wanted to talk through the man through the window, the man didn't even have to roll his window down. First of all, what you tell me in what traffic stop, where does it say in the law I gotta roll my window down?
It don't. It says whenever requested from the officer, if he asks for your license and registration,
that's
you
it.
give that
That's
to
all.
him. You
One
write the
thing
ticket.
the problem is they overstep and overreach, and that is the biggest issue that we as a black community have with law enforcement, is that they overstep their reach. Now, if you stay within your confines of what you're doing, I dig that. I ain't got a problem with it. But you can best believe if you pull me over, and I know I'm 100% in the right, which I always am, because I got driver's license registration. I ain't driving no car that ain't registered or nothing like that. And at this age, you pulling me over, it's a problem. And it ain't a problem for me, it's a problem for you. Because I'm educated enough to know what my rights are as a citizen. You understand what I'm saying? And the problem is we don't know our rights. Now, that sounds like a lawsuit.
It's definitely a lawsuit.
And that's why they put that dude on administrative. Right. Now I see, and I said that before I even saw the video, that they put him on administrative leave. They don't just, first of all, the law enforcement don't just automatically act on their police officer. They defend their police officer. That's the first
right. The union.
But that team pays a lot of their bills.
Officers and say, we're going to wait and see what happens. And until then, he remains on duty. Ain't no going to a desk. Ain't no administrative leave. Ain't no pulling him off the streets or off the beat. But this dude got pulled off.
Yeah, right
immediately.
Away. Because what was your probable cause for pulling him out? You still haven't stated.
But I feel like it,
in the first place.
They didn't pull him out. They pulled him out and threw him on the ground.
But the fact that he got administrative leave so fast, it ain't because he was wrong. It's because of who he did it to, though. Because flip the script, and if it was one of us, that wouldn't have been the outcome. He would have probably still been on the streets. It's the fact that he fucked with a franchise player that costs a lot of money, and the Dolphins pays a lot of taxes and a lot of bills, and that's why they took him off. Because I'm sure an executive made a phone call and said, "You fucking with my money," and there's nothing else that nobody can. Once you fuck with somebody's money.
Come on, man.
That really got power like that?
And the dude that owned the Dolphins is a billionaire.
You mess with my money?
So you making what, $60,000, $70,000 a year? And
your job is to let the cars in.
I just gave him.
Let the cars in.
Come on, man. You mad because he in a Ferrari Lamborghini.
Right. Dressed
nice. You know what I'm saying? and he dark. You know, Tyreek
he dark. And he look like one of them Haitians. And because it's Miami, there's that beef with like, yo, you already know. My at 305, y'all know I know my shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's that Chico and Haitian shit sometimes.
Yeah.
That's all it is sometimes. You know, it is what it is. You know, not everybody, and I'm not saying generalizing, but at the end of the day, you can feel the energy.
on, man.
You can feel the energy. The energy was already very
he was too aggressive.
way from the
On a
beginning.
traffic stop.
Yeah.
Way too aggressive on a traffic stop.
But Tyreek is a cash cow, though.
I want to transition this one by saying this.
How much? Let me say it.
When we talk about police reform, look at that video and you make that make sense. Would you want them pulling your children over saying the same thing? Now, let's go on to the next one.
Yes.
All right. So
in 20, he making
Virgil,
90 million over the next 3 years.
the social
You messing with $90 million.
Virgil. So the California cannabis social equity program, what grade would you give it since its inception in 2018?
I give it a fat F. Matter of fact, I give it an F plus. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know how they give you the A minus and the A plus? I give it an F plus.
Could have been a
So
D.
they made it to the school.
You feel me? A F plus.
Could have been a D.
And the cold part about it, this is coming directly from the godfather of social equity.
Right.
The one
That's
who
why.
created social equity for the city of Los Angeles. But the sad part about it is that, man, it's just been a joke. 999, remember Flavor Flav 911's a joke? Yeah, social equity is a joke.
So
and
wait a
then
minute.
they even gave a little function that I want to show y'all where
He gonna have to blow that up when
they
when
have
you show it.
they have social equity. This is a social equity function.
That's a panel.
A panel of people on social equity. Let me just give you and let you see who they had on this thing. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to read the names to you. Let me put my specs on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Eyes is a little dim.
And-
I need something for my cataract.
Virgil, let me define what social equity is for your audience that might not know.
Okay, and then
So-
when you finish,
And then I'm gonna
read
let
it
you
off.
show the panel. So it says California's commitment to social equity in the cannabis industry stems from the recognition that the war on drugs disproportionately impacted minority communities, particularly Black and Latino populations. The state's social equity program aimed to provide assistance to individuals from these communities by offering licensing assistances, reduced fees, grants, and technical support. The goal is to create a pathway for people harmed by drug enforcement policies to enter the legal market.
All right, so yeah, that is the dressed up term of what social equity was to represent. I'm the one who created social equity. So when you talk about social equity, right, or you talk about something that somebody has created, you want to know what they were thinking when they created this, right? You want to know what Picasso was thinking when he created that. You want to know what you know what I'm saying? You want to know what Jesus Christ was thinking when he was writing on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And them cats were surrounding him, and he was sitting there scribbling something on the ground. What was he thinking about? You know what I'm saying? So what was Virgil Grant thinking about when he created social equity? Because the definition is a cool little definition. But what I thought about when I created social equity, I thought about the street player. You know what I'm saying? Because this industry was getting ready to be legalized, and it was getting ready to go somewhere. And it was getting ready to go somewhere without the real players involved. And so I created social equity and fought to have social equity in the city of Los Angeles and the state of California to get the real players involved. Not Wall Street, not corporate America, not these clowns that have come into our industry with money but didn't play in the industry back in the day. No, I wanted the real players involved in this industry. So that's why a program was created that I created that put the felon first. Never been done in the history of America or the world where a felon is put first, and because he has a felony, he gets a license. Not go to jail, not get arrested, not get put in handcuffs, but get a license in a burgeoning multi-now billion-dollar industry. That's what I did for the city of Los Angeles. And then, of course, what happened after that, we all seen the results of it. But let me just throw my specs on once again and let y'all and read these names off real quick of the people who are involved in this. So they have this prohibition progress.
From prohibition to progress.
Yeah, from prohibition to progress, right? Expert speakers and panelists. Wow. Expert speakers and panelists. Now, put a pin in it. I created social equity. These people were around me when social equity was being created. Expert speakers and panelists. I have to show this to you. Because when I see something like this, I got to say, experts in whose eyes? Experts in what form or what fashion? So they got somebody named Portia Middleton. Never heard of her. Yvette McDowell. Heard of her. Former prosecutor. Putting you cats in jail for selling weed. But now she's an expert panelist on cannabis. Kika Keefe. I mean, what did she do for social equity? She ain't created no program. I mean, let's keep it real. What has she done for actually social equity, period? Like, give me one thing that, and this ain't a hate. This is some factual ass shit. Name what that person has done for social equity today. And when you could show me any of these people, I wouldn't give a damn who they are on this panel. It's only one person that I could give credit to that has done something for social equity and the people.
Senator Bradford.
And that's Senator Bradford. Other than that, I don't even know this. Nicole Elliott. Okay. Nicole Elliott is on there. And only because she a part of the DCC.
Right.
You see what I'm
Everything,
saying? So
all
she
that
in
that panel was.
position. But if she wasn't in that position, what would she be doing for social equity?
Yeah. I call that panel self-proclaimed.
You know what I'm saying? Then we got a Eugene Hillman. Never heard of the cat.
I think he DCR.
Amy O'Gorman. Never heard of her. I guess this is Maria A. Martine. Never heard of these people. There's only a few people I heard about on this panel. But as far as experts, I don't know that. Because where were these people when social equity was in its inception?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? None of these people were involved in this inception. Donnie Anderson, rest in peace.
Right.
He was involved in this inception. Me, I was involved in this inception. Tyrone Freeman involved in this inception. These are people who were there. Herb Wesson, Marquise Harris Dawson, Curran Price, Weezar. These were the people that were there in the very beginning of inception of social equity, who were true supporters of social equity. Herb Wesson, chief of staff. His chief of staff, Andrew Westall. So when you talk about supporters of social equity, it wasn't no black folks around in the beginning. It was me and Donnie. Right. Because when we was at city council, we was talking about creating a program and this social equity program. They said, well, who are y'all representing? And the reason why they asked us who was we representing is because there wasn't no black folks back there that we was representing. It was me and Donnie just sitting up there fighting for a cause for our people that wasn't even there and involved. Right. But we understood that we was going to create a program that would still give them access, whether they were present at the time or not. This factual history, man, that I'm telling y'all about the social equity program, and wasn't none of these people on that panel even around. So what are we saying? The DCC hadn't even been formed, because it was called the BCC before that, the Bureau of Cannabis Control. They weren't even formed. They weren't even an entity yet when we were putting down social equity for the city of Los Angeles. So none of this shit existed. And Senator Bradford, with all due respect, my partner, he wasn't even fighting for nothing because it wasn't nothing to fight for back then at that time under his position, right? So now all of a sudden, we all experts. Come on, man. How that shit work? Somebody talk to me.
Well, with all of these social equity programs, what we really got to look at is the intent versus the reality. And that's really what you pointed to as far as subject matter experts. The only people that you knew was the ones that were on the street with us. Mm-hmm. And what's problematic about this display of a panel is black men, we okay to lock up for cannabis, but we not okay to profit with cannabis, and we not okay to be subject matter experts. And that to me is problematic, because if you look at the crime and how the crime was happening, who got locked up for it, it was us. So we should also, in this situation, be celebrated, as subject matter experts. For us not to be
let
included.
me tell you something. From the day social equity was created in the city of Los Angeles, and that got handed over into the hands of all of the powers to be or whatever, they never wanted to bring the real players to the table.
No.
And the reason why they don't want to bring a Marco to the table or a Keith to the table or Virgil to the table, because they got to be honest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They can't sit up there and dress themselves up as experts and panelists, and they know this and they know that and they know this and they don't know that with us in the room. Because our presence in a room of people that are faking the funk is going to call them to the carpet, right?
Right.
They're going to feel some kind of way. Oh, shoot. There go Virgil. There go Marco. I can't lie and say I'm an expert at this, because he going to call me out on it. He's going to get, if he ever get a chance to speak, he's going to call a spade because they know how we are.
They know.
Yeah.
Even Kat Packard hated the fact that every time she went somewhere, she would visit a different state, and everybody would say, Virgil? And she get hot as fish grease because she's head of DCR. So head of DCR, she should know everything. I'm the one that you guys should. Why do you guys keep mentioning his name? Because you couldn't get away from the fact that I did this, not you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it was done by real players, not fakers and shakers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so every time, and that's sad that you didn't even want to pay homage. That's like me getting out shooting hoop, playing basketball. And they say, hey, man, did you know Shaq and Kobe?
Yeah.
And I get mad. Oh, man, why you keep mentioning Shaq and Kobe? Man, I'm the great. I'm the great around here. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of bullshit they own. Just so y'all understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
No, you pay homage to them people, man. Shaq and Kobe's and the greats before them, the LeBrons and all the Worthies and the Coopers and everybody that built the dynasty.
The Doc.
The Docs and the Larry Birds. They built that dynasty.
What it is,
that KG and all the rest of them came to play on. But it was the Larry Birds. It was the
Julius Erving.
Come on,
Ice
man.
What it is this though, brother, is that they want people like us out the way, because that's why they like to use words like a new industry, because they coming in here to write the New Testament. They don't want nobody to know about the Old Testament.
Man.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like that's really what they're doing.
I feel you.
They're coming to write the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? So they need cats out the way so they could paint the picture the way they need to paint the picture.
Marco then went biblical on us, but hey,
but he right though.
Hey, but he right. But let me tell you something. But let me tell you something. Even Jesus Christ said, "I didn't come to change the law; I came to fulfill it." And if any of y'all biblical historians, Christians, whatever y'all want to call yourselves out there, y'all understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Jesus didn't come to change the law, which means the law wasn't done away with. That means you don't just tear your Bible in half and throw away the Old Testament and just hold on to the New Testament. It don't work like that, because it started in the beginning. And in the beginning is where it started. And in the beginning is where it ends.
Yes.
Ain't nothing changed.
Ain't nothing changed.
You look at what them tablets that Moses brought down. Shit, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery,
Honor
thou
the
shalt
mother
not.
and father.
Yeah, exactly. Did it change?
Mm-mm.
I mean, damn, did that change in the new? No, it didn't.
Mm-mm.
So the thing is, like you said, man, they want to come in. They want to be the ones that want to bring in the new King James American
International version.
international LA version of the
Yeah,
Bible.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's all it is.
And I'm rewriting
Yeah.
it to my liking. And that's what people do with just things in general.
Yeah.
Just looking at the word etymology. Etymology is how words change definition through time,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And so not etymology, etymology is a definition of words changing through time. What historians have always tried to do was change the history through time.
Mm-hmm.
When you read about Mansa Musa, they try to make the end of his story sound sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
How is Mansa Musa's story ever going to sound sad? That man had a caravan leading from his
The Mali Empire.
his empire to another empire, and it was 2 weeks worth of camels and animals going out, donkeys, whatever the heck they had back then,
Transportation.
that was carrying gold.
Yeah.
And it took 2 weeks ahead of him. You know how much gold that man, he was passing out gold to the point where it dropped the value of gold, handing gold out. That man was the richest man in the world. He would be $400 and something billion strong in today's time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
400 and something billion something dollars strong. Come on, man. So we can't let them rewrite.
You can't, and I'm gonna
cannabis
call it
history.
how I'm gonna have to call it, because being in a lot of rooms with a lot of these people and being, as ancient as some of us are in the industry, what I will say is this: majority of those people and people like those people in that panel, they despised and hated cannabis. They had no relation, no ties, no interest, no care, no respect for cannabis. So they're the type of people that are coming in to the most opportunistic, and that's why they're trying to rewrite things, because it's an opportunity. It's not a love. It wasn't a passion. It wasn't anything that they ever had any relationship to.
Exactly.
You understand? So it's so easy for them to come in and want to rewrite things. They tell me we're reinventing the wheel. Ironically, they're the ones reinventing the wheel. They come with so much despise that they hated how we have done things and how we did things, that they're actually fucking shit up because they want to do it different. Because by doing it different gives them
now
their
they
story.
can claim it as theirs.
You see what I'm
understand
saying?
What I'm saying? But the thing is that you can't do. And look, man. Let me tell you something. Time changes, things evolve. Evolution is good. Getting better at something is good, but taking something and destroying it is different.
Yeah.
And what they've done with the cannabis industry,
They're coming in here and breaking the noses off the pyramids.
they're literally destroying cannabis.
It's funny that, it's funny that you guys arrived at that conclusion, because when you talk about Thomas Sowell, he despises social equity programs for this very reason, because he says in a free market, the smartest person, the person that works the hardest, is going to win.
Not the infiltrator.
Right. And then basically what he talks about is kind of what you guys like. These are self-proclaimed. You know what I mean? And you really, really want to be careful at self-proclaiming yourself the victory versus working hard and finding your niche and grooving it out and making a profit. So when we talk about these unintended consequences of these social equity programs, they well intended, right? It's supposed to close the gap, but in essence, it's really creating a bigger gap, because after I deal with the licensing, I deal with the fees, the red tape, the bureaucracy, the lack of staffing on the DC, like it's unintended things that happen throughout this social equity program that it was well intended, but did it actually hit the mark?
Yeah, I missed the mark greatly because when you talk about social equity and did it hit the mark, hell no, it didn't even get on the board. That's like throwing a dart at that thing and it's sticking all in the wall, all around.
Hit the
side
dude
of
at
it.
the bar.
You're hitting the bar and you damn near hit somebody all upside the head and shit. They pulling it all out. Nah, it missed the mark all the way. And the unintended consequences once again has devastated the black community in this situation.
Again.
A program that was supposed to help those that had been negatively impacted by the field war on drugs, it didn't do that at all. Because those that it should have been captured in that 100 to 200 licenses, everybody except those were captured.
Right.
Now it may have captured one or two. It's just like we used to say with law enforcement, that when you go to when they hit you with a case, they throw everything at you to see what sticks, right? And shit, they throw so much shit at you, something gonna stick. One of them things gonna stick. That's just how they did. They blanket the whole situation, and they gonna catch one up in there. As they say, a casualty of war. Say, that one person got hit in there. Oh, well, we were getting the masses. He just happened to be a casualty of war.
Yeah.
Right? So that one person got captured maybe in that. You probably got one good story, two good stories in this whole social equity program that you could interview maybe a black person and they can have something good to say. I don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
But Virgil, let's get right down to the carnage, right? What about all the legacy farms that are no longer there? Like, of the 5,000 licenses that they gave out, it might be a third that's still going right now today. Like, we need to talk specific about the carnage because somebody has to pay for this. And you know who's going to pay for it at the end of the day? The consumer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the consumer is always going to pay for it because if you take it out of the, you got to keep in mind, we come from the Compassionate Era.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know what that Compassionate Era was all about. Compassionate Era was you could walk into a shop.
That's why we give away so much
and
weed.
We'd give you a free eighth. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. Oh, you could come in, and it was times where I walked in certain owners' shops that were colleagues of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And the customer is sitting down and they sitting on the couch smoking weed together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They sitting on there. You done came here to purchase some weed. You done purchased your weed, but you sitting down with the owner, getting high on the couch, passing a joint.
And then next week working there. Because finally, it's like, yo, I like you, man. You cool.
Like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
It seemed like you ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah, Marco, the community center.
Here anyways.
You're here anyway. But that was you know what? That was organic back in the day when you could go into a shop, you could get a dab for free. You could get a maybe the owner was eating on the edible.
Yeah, he ordered you some food too.
You know
I'm having lunch
saying?
coming in. You want some?
Yeah, exactly.
It's different. It's different.
Man, it was when we say peace and love, it was peace and love at its finest. We have tried to corporatize cannabis so much that it's almost unrecognizable to the generation that carried the torch from the generation before that.
And that's our biggest concern.
And
that's
now this new generation that's coming in, y'all don't even have a clue because y'all too busy trying to rap about this shit. Y'all too busy trying to flow show it, line it up on your Instagram. You got all these Bama-ass Negroes out here trying to tell us what's good and what's not good. Ain't no Bama-ass Negro gonna tell me nothing about cannabis. Not from California, you not. You know what I'm saying? And Californians, y'all need to get y'all shit together. Growers, and manufacturers and real players in the California cannabis industry, get y'all shit together and stop letting a Bama-ass Negro come out here and tell y'all what's good and what's not. Man, they don't dictate what we do here in California. We dictate what they do throughout the United States. We the ones that put this down. 30 years in the game, and you think I'm going to let somebody that ain't even from California, that ain't grew no weed here, that ain't sold no weed here, that ain't transport no weed here, that ain't bagged a dime bag, 20 bag, or a 50 sack up, tell me something about some weed? Like, come on, man. I don't give a damn if you the new generation or not. Shit, you got this from us. We the old schoolers in this shit, and we the ones that make this bomb-ass weed still. This is old school growing right here. This ain't that new-ass, newfangled shit that y'all keep talking about that don't get nobody high. They high for 2 minutes, and then they ain't. That's why y'all could smoke a blunt after blunt after blunt. Not with this, you not. Guaranteed you not. You know what I'm saying?
So, and I was gonna add something to the social equity thing because it's a high moment. I'm smoking, so it got my mind. But I want to just throw something out to see how you guys think about the theory. But you know how they say segregation was a good thing for black folks because it made us work harder as a community, stick together, have to do more things together, right? And not have to look for outside sources.
Segregation was great for
right?
us.
So this is something that's said, right? So because of us coming from cannabis before there were programs that handed you things, almost felt like back then it trained some of us to just work harder, and through hard work you achieved more. Right. Absolutely. And I feel like this is just high moments. I'm just throwing out thoughts out there. The other thing is I feel like when we're given the handouts, people will always exploit what is created for us, because growing up in Burbank and growing up in Glendale, and I'm a Valley kid from the 818, being on that side though, when I heard that they were going to start creating programs for cannabis, instantly the first thing I thought of, just growing up where I grew up amongst the people I grew up with, I told myself, it's going to be infiltrated, because I grew up with people who, the moment a law is created, the first thing they do is figure out how to exploit it. So because I grew up with those type of people, and being in the Burbank and Glendale area, I would go to Social Security places. You never know. And you see people pulling up in G-Wagons, S750s, M classes, whatever you want, whatever you see, old grandmas, maybe the uncle, maybe some people my age, whatever it was. But they're pulling up while the Latin people, black people hopping off the bus. Luckily I was in the whip too. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? My other people hopping out the bus. You know what I mean? And you just like, damn, my Latinos and my blacks, they're walking. They got the strollers. I was like, and then I see my others, and 750 brand new 20 whatever year it was. Boom, brand new G-Wagon. Boom, brand. And you're just like S550s, whatever. You're just like, So because of growing up around that, if you can infiltrate our social security system, if you can infiltrate our welfare system, if you can infiltrate the biggest systems that there are, then a new thing like cannabis is gonna be exploited instantly by the same people, because it is what it is,
and it is.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just, and that was my first train of thought, because of the way I grew up.
So
and what I got to see.
You guys mentioned something earlier as far as like some of the operators that are in the cannabis industry. This is one that I want to point to. If I was on one of these committees, first thing I would do is look and see how is an operator producing 3 times more than what the state could consume. Shouldn't that be something that somebody out of DC or BCC should be, looking and saying, well, wait a minute.
My problem with all these laws is that somebody else is making it, and we come from a time when there was no limitation on anything. You couldn't tell me if I could sell 1,000 or not. You couldn't tell me my units of metrics of how much I should and shouldn't sell. You couldn't tell me how much someone should or should not consume.
But no.
So,
you know what I mean? So it's like,
one,
listening to anything they have to say sometimes is irritating, because you couldn't. Why not 1,000 milligrams? Yeah. Like, who are you to tell me that when people been consuming that?
Right. But
you know what I mean? Like, why not sell them a pound?
I get it from both angles. I get it from your angle because I come from that. I get it from your angle because what you're saying is how is a company able to produce 1 million pounds that they cannot sell right here in
To this state.
California.
Right.
So you know that
Come on
million
now.
pounds is going out of the state of California. And I get that. And you knowing that this exists and you do nothing about it.
Right.
So
Then
what
you
it
part of that
ultimately does is crush the social equity.
That's
Right,
what I want.
You
right.
understand what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yep.
And I get that part.
Yep.
Because that's what kills me.
Yep.
And getting
And-
back to what you were saying, Marco, like people on this panel, I could walk into this room right now with these people that was in that panel, and I can ask very simple questions. Now, keep in mind, their title were cannabis experts. I could walk into that very room and ask 3 or 4 simple questions, and they can't tell me. I could ask them in a 30 by 60 greenhouse, how many clones can you put in there that'll yield you 30 to 50 pounds? I bet you they couldn't answer that question. How many pounds do it take to produce a liter if your herb tests at 10 to 15%? How many
50 or
pounds
60.
does it take to produce a liter? I bet they couldn't ask that question.
Right.
How much does an ounce weigh? How much does a quarter pound weigh? How much does a pound weigh? I bet they couldn't even answer them damn
No,
questions.
no.
What did a 20 bag weigh back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
What did it see? This is shit they couldn't even answer
Yeah.
because they ain't real players at this shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They somebody sitting with these hats, suit, and ties and all this shit on, and they ain't never been in the thick of this. They don't even know how many miles it take to get from here to Humboldt,
Yeah.
the mecca of cannabis.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how many hours does it take to transport that shit back?
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when we talk about real shit, let's talk about real shit and real players. The problem is they don't have no real players sitting at that table.
Mm-hmm.
And they need real players sitting at that table making decisions
Yeah.
for real players.
Yeah.
You don't have somebody who's never played football or who's never played basketball sit there and coach a football or basketball team.
Right, right.
How does that exist?
Right.
You do not have somebody who never did plumbing in your life and he walks up and says, hey, do you need your drain fixed? He wouldn't have a clue what pipe to pull out.
He don't
what
know
degree.
nothing, man.
Come on, man.
He don't even know to go on YouTube.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all get the gist of what I'm trying to say, man. The problem is, and I say this over and over and over, and Marco said it, we have people that have never did anything in the cannabis industry making decisions for the cannabis
Yes.
industry. That is a huge problem.
It's a problem. And to add to what you were saying, when how comes this individual, they should be looking into him for selling more than whatever they claim they can or whatever, right? My thing with that is that I'm not gonna say I don't want to be a hypocrite, but I can't really say that. You know why? Because it goes back to what I'm saying of them creating a law. The thing is that the same people we're questioning as to why aren't they looking into something are the same people who look away.
exactly.
They are looking. They're looking away. And they're choosing who they look away to. So by having this law, it gives those same people the discrepancy to pick and choose who they favor and who they want to work with.
on,
So
man.
that's why I'm anti the whole idea.
Exactly.
Because the whole idea leads to frauds.
And I have to agree
The
with you
whole
on
idea
that.
leads to people who can pick and choose that. So why can't that guy sell 1,000 just because it's what I'm saying is it's like everybody's
So wait a minute. Look, now, in your question, you answering the question. If this is a state-led program and you producing 3 times more than the state, can
right,
consume,
but the state is in
that
on it.
within itself is problematic.
So
That
and
only
like I
thing what
say,
I'm saying
both of
is
you-
then
both of-
literally take that.
But the
whole
only
conversation
problem
out.
is that the state's in on it.
We
not
know
the
that.
amount.
We know that, but all I'm saying is don't piss on me and tell me it's raining outside.
Right,
Shit,
but
I
that's
see where it's coming from.
right, and that's the problem that we're facing.
That's the problem we're facing right now. That's like you look at my situation and you look at when I went to get my location mapped out for sensitive uses, there was a daycare center close by me. I couldn't move to that location because there was a daycare center within 700 feet.
I remember that.
That same very daycare, that same identical daycare center is still there to this day. But they allowed a shop to be within 30 feet, less than 30 feet from that same identical daycare center that they told me I had to be 700 feet away from. Yeah. Which means somebody got paid
let
off.
it slide.
Oh yeah.
But like Marco said, they didn't want to look away
Somebody
from me.
let it slide.
They didn't want to look away from me.
Yeah.
But they looked away from this other group. And that other group ain't black owned.
Yeah.
So let's keep it real.
So,
but
so I wanted to take a couple of minutes because with the expertise that we got on this panel, what are 8 ways that they could have improved this social equity program? Like if we were on that committee,
you said 8 ways, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I want to make
7,
sure
8.
wait, before I release y'all. Yes, just like 8 ways.
I'll be honest. To me, there's only one way.
One way. Goddamn right. Shit, I don't need 8 ways. I can give you one damn way. Hey, do your goddamn job, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, keep it real.
We can wait.
It's only one way. We don't even need the other 7. One way, all they had to do was verify the applicants that they had on paper, all of their paperwork, who they were, and so on and so forth. And you would have found out that almost 200 of those applicants, or I would say at least 190 something of those applicants would not even have qualified for social equity if you did your due diligence and homework.
Mm-hmm. So wait a minute. Look,
that's like the Los Angeles
thing...
Times putting an article out and they didn't do no fact checking.
Yeah.
That's just what the city of Los Angeles, the DCR, did. They issued out licenses and did not once fact check to see what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
So now understand what I'm saying?
This was funny about this. He got a crystal ball. The number one thing, streamline the licensing process.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much money we lost on renting places out, waiting for them to approve the license while we paying rent. So that could have been the number one thing is streamline the licensing process.
The number one thing. Let me tell you
receipt.
something. No, and I have to say you wrong on that. And I'm gonna tell you why. The number one thing that could have happened is that when you were
there's 7 more things on here. Now.
Hold on, we ain't even got to worry about them 7
we
things.
didn't
I'm gonna
all
tell you
7
right
of these.
now, it'd have killed them 7 things. If you would have taken one thing, and that one thing was right, everyone had to apply to see if they qualified for social equity before anything else ever happened. So them 7 wouldn't even been in the play. If you'd have saw that I didn't even qualify for social equity, then I would have been a piece taken off the table.
But B, that's still streamlining the licensing process.
I
First you qualify
that,
for
but
it, then you go into the process.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is you won't even be up for a license if you don't even qualify.
No, I agree.
And that was the first step to getting these people in the queue is making sure that they qualify for social equity. You have people with no felony that qualify for social equity. How did that happen? How did you not verify? And that was just one person or 2 or 3 people saying, I have a felony.
Yeah.
But nobody fact-checked or told them to bring proof that they have a felony.
Right. And that's what I was going to add, though. But you're right, though. I was going to say, if anything, subtract the disproportionate area because anybody could live anywhere. I think felony is a little harder than living in a low-income place.
Come on, man.
Right? Personally, I think anybody could live in low income, but not everybody getting felonies. So it already minimized it a little bit more with just felons. But the other major thing that I think really needs to happen, black community, is all these programs and all the things that we're talking about. You know, obviously social equity wasn't just for the black community, but I'm addressing the black community because usually we're the ones facing and going through a lot of the drama.
Most impacted.
Most impacted, right? Real. So what I would suggest, and it's always been my biggest suggestion, but this is the one thing that I've noticed amongst our community, is we don't do things until we're sheep in this industry in terms of we didn't get involved until we felt like it was safe to get involved. And what I mean by that is we should have our own pool of money. There should be nobody else that at the moment somebody else creates a program for us, those others can infiltrate it. We should create our own programs. There's many multimillionaires, many billionaires, many millionaire black people with sports, entertainment, lawyers. There's a lot of professionals. need to get together and actually put something together in real programs for their own groups. That's the only way it's going to work. Otherwise, anybody else is just going to infiltrate it. If you can't think like that, you don't want to win. You know what I mean? When I see my Jewish friends with their own schools, there's kids go to their own schools. They got their own hospitals. They got their own ambulances. They got their own security guard. They got their own everything. You know what I'm saying? It gets to a point where do we have our own shit because people could piece up on it. No different than you could be like, yo, bro, we on the block. Look, we need to get like 10 P's. I got 1,000. 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 Now we got 10 P's. Now how about we start getting a hospital? You know what I'm saying? How about we start getting foundations, things that our people have a pool to tap into?
That's the second thing on the list.
You know what I'm saying?
Capital access.
That, to me, that's the only support. Yeah, but capital access got to come from us. Yeah. And we scared. We ain't scared to go buy Gucci. We ain't scared to go buy Louis. We ain't scared to go buy Ferraris. We ain't scared to go buy diamonds. We ain't scared to go travel and splurge. We ain't scared to do a whole lot of shit.
No money all up in the
but we sure don't. You know what I mean? But we ain't scared of we scared of making these type of moves that really make a difference. And to me, that's really what it will always be, because from the communities coming from Burbank, coming from Glendale, coming from the Valley, I just got to see how others always work with each other and why that makes them so successful.
Exactly.
And it's just that simple. I really have no other recipe and no other secret. Well, the only secret I see is unity.
Let me piggyback off of what Marco said, and what I really like what he said that made a whole lot of sense. We got duped. And we got duped by a handout. We got duped by the welfare system. Mm-hmm. We got duped by
Section 8
assistance.
Yep.
We got duped by a lot. Now I understand there is people out there that need that, but there are a lot of times we didn't need that. What it did is made a lot of people shiftless and lazy. And going back to what Marco said, when we didn't have much and we were a community, we pieced together, we got together, we stuck together. We had each other, mm-hmm. and we built together, and we supported one another. If this man had a store down the street, that's where we bought our groceries from. Right. If this man had a car shop, that's where our car got fixed from. If the other man over there had a bakery, that's where we got our birthday cakes, our wedding cakes, our anniversary cakes. That's where our stuff came from. The same way it happens, like you said, in every other community. Every other community has it. Even now, you look in the Latino community, and they have those markets, meat markets, where they sell a lot of the meat cooked or seasoned the way the Latinos like to eat their food. You know what I'm saying? What happened to the corner store where the black man was behind there chopping up the meat?
We integrated. That's what happened.
All of that stuff, and that is the biggest
We lost
problem.
Our culture when we integrated.
But the thing is we this is a conversation now. You heard what's his name, Tyrese, talk about it on the Shay Shay Club. You heard the other comedian talk about it on the Shay Shay Club. You heard Cat Williams talk about it. How is it that we can have a conversation about black folks not being able to stick together and get together, and we don't change that narrative to where we not having that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we understood how to pull together because we doing business together. But how many of us are extensions from us that aren't out there doing business together? There should not be you in the cannabis industry that don't have a line of us meaning black people, wrapped around the corner, supporting him, supporting you, or supporting me. You understand? But these other shops, and I won't name them, can have a line on certain days of these people that look like us waiting to get in their shop to spend money with them. The same way, like you said, they in line to go get into the Gucci shop, into the Louis shop.
But so part of those 8 things that you guys say, y'all done hit most of them: comprehensive business support, mentorship and incubation programs, education and skill training. Like, just imagine if people rallied around you and said, hey, let's make the California cannabis brand, put it into more of our community. What that does is, instead of us reinventing a name on it, now we already have sales material, training material, and it's just now bringing that onto there. So a lot of times we splitting our resources doing the same thing versus pulling together and saying, hey, I'll do A, you do B, you do C, and now we collectively moving as a unit.
And wonder why they fail. Because I want to have Virgil's donut shop, and Marco want to have Marco's kitten caboodle shop, and Keith want to have here. You know, we too stuck on our name being on the marquee at the damn top. Damn that name at the top.
Just give me the check.
Run the business. You know what I'm saying? Do business. And we have to change the way we think. Yeah. But our generation failed. I'm going to tell you why our generation failed. Our generation failed other people. I mean, not other people, but our generation. I mean, the kids after us, like our kids, and not really our kids, but the kids after that, right? We did not stay consistent about what was taught to us.
Right.
I think I'd have to say between me and maybe my kids' generation is the last of the dying breed generation that really got their shit together, that really is holding together. They believe in hard work. They don't believe in get rich quick. They don't believe in getting a job and then going off and then collecting unemployment or do a scam and slip and fall or say I'm mentally ill on the job. I need workman's comp. See, these young kids is all about the scamming, and they want shit easy. Y'all microwave ass kids, y'all get rich quick ass kids, and y'all ain't getting rich quick. That shit coming and going. You going out hitting the lick, and then guess what? You ain't investing the money properly, and it don't go nowhere. So now you only living as good as your next lick. Yeah. Right? Yep. And when you all run out of licks, then what happened? Then what's your backup plan? You see what I'm saying? And so we failed this generation and let them carry that same narrative that they've been carrying for so long. It used to be a point, and we're going to have to wrap this up, but it used to be a point where people cared. And when I say cared, really cared. When you talk to a young kid, man, pull your pants up. I don't care. Man, what's wrong with your hair? I don't care. Man, you don't got your stuff looking neat. I don't care. And we've allowed them to carry on with that attitude. Yeah. Man, we couldn't come out the house or we didn't step out the house not unless our shit was creased up.
That's right.
Pants was creased up. We had starch. We had an ironing board.
Come on, man.
And our shit was creased up from the shirt to the T-shirt to the shirt over the shirt to the shirt over the shirt.
Right. When I'm taking off shirts, you still seeing creases.
Your boxers had creases up in them. So if you came up out them pants, your boxers was creased up. Man, let me tell you, looking good, feeling good, doing good was a serious thing. Yeah. And they used to say dress for success.
That's right.
Now these kids look like bums. Look like they just rolled out the bed like a hobo. And how the hell you gonna dress for success? And when people look at you, you wonder why they see the image that they see. Because it's the image that you present.
Well, you know what? Look, let me just say this. That's the result of locking 3 generations of black and brown men up. And we, you know, we talking about putting another Democrat into the White House. That 1993 crime bill, it cost the black community something.
Exactly.
And what it cost us is the guidance of a black male saying, no, don't do that. No, you're not going to carry yourself like that. Exactly. You're not going to represent me that way.
Exactly.
But
I do, excuse me, I do have to say one thing, and like I say, we're gonna wrap it up. But now, I guarantee you, everybody gonna start paying attention, cause this young kid that went out and shot up at that school, his daddy got arrested.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And they went after his mama too. So see, now y'all got to understand is that y'all getting ready to be held responsible for these badass kids that ain't doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And now they getting ready to start going after the parents. And if they continue to go out, and these is white parents they going after. So you could best believe if they going after these white parents, guess what? It's starting to set a not just a political trend, but it's starting to set a legal precedence. Yeah. And that legal precedence is going to now spill over into the black community.
Yeah.
And so when some black kid or Latino kid do something to somebody, First thing they gonna do is come. Now they gonna go after the parent and arrest the parent and say because of what you did, and some lawyers gonna get crafty enough to say your lack of responsibility towards raising this this kid has caused them to go out and do this to this person, and now they're gonna be held accountable.
Now you know that case right there was a little different because the FBI had.
No,
was
I understand.
investigating.
I get it. I get it. It's a little different, Keith. But let me tell you something.
I see
Don't
where you're
ever
going,
get it twisted.
It's coming.
And think that they ain't setting a precedent.
Right, it won't happen.
That they can now eliminate that so-called extra act that you think that they had to say this is what we gonna apply when it come to us. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, I got
They
you.
went a couple of steps for him. They ain't gonna take them same couple of steps for them. The same way they didn't take them couple of steps for Tyreek Hill.
Right.
They went straight. He didn't even waste no time. We seen the dude jump right in. Man, I'm gonna get you up out this car. Snatch him, throw him on the ground, put his knee in the back, and talking shit to him the whole time.
Yeah.
That was so unprofessional as a law enforcement.
Yeah.
To do something that egregious.
Yeah, he went home bragging to his homies that he had his knee on his
Of
back.
course he did. You know he did. Because the
He
way
was like,
he
yeah,
did
you know what I mean?
that-
Think
let me tell you
Tyreek's the man. I
something.
had my knee on his back.
Exactly. The way
George
he did
Floyd.
what he did to Tyreek
That's fucked
Hill
up, but I'm telling you.
lets me know he did that
Yeah.
1,000,000,001 times before.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't new to him. That was something that man used to doing. And if y'all didn't recognize that, the same way that white boy put that knee on the neck
George
of
Floyd.
George Floyd, that wasn't his first time.
No,
he
that ain't
was
his first
used to
rodeo.
doing
Come on now.
that. He did that with ease.
He did that with a body camera on. So what that tell you?
Come
He's
on,
just
man.
that comfortable.
He's not only a body camera, he did it with cameras pointing at him. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, hey, y'all, we love it. We love it. Thanks for tuning in for Token Tuesday. Right here with Marco and Keith, the real cannabis players. And, of course, yours truly, Joe Grant. Anyway, we thank y'all for tuning in. We hope y'all like this episode. We still have a lot more that we need to present to you from this episode. So we're going to come back and do it again. And we'll finish up what Keith had laid out for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We didn't
don't
finish.
wanna keep the-
My man.
You know what I'm saying?
Almost went
get
off
all
script.
into his feelings because you know what I'm saying.
I want to give it to the
He
people.
ain't being mad. You
I
know,
just
his
wanna
little-
give it to the
his-
people.
You know, he take time to put it together, and I appreciate Keith for putting it together like that for us.
Thank you.
But
But
Keith got to understand he got two real players on
I
the
got
side.
Denzel and Will
You know what I'm
Smith.
We improvise, you know what I'm
we
saying?
playing this shit, you know? So anyway, appreciate
Gotta
y'all
improvise.
tuning in for Token Tuesday. We will holler at y'all next Tuesday. Until then, enjoy your week. Peace out.
Yeah.
Peace.
Token Tuesday. It's what we do. We just sit around, smoke a pound, and talk about what we